So our next speaker is also a Turkish Stuttering Association member, Erkin. So Erkin, if you are
Hello.
ready to go,
Yes, thank you, Tom.
thank you.
I am ready. Let me share my presentation with you. Is my slides okay? Does my slides move when I do this? Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Erkan Erener. I am also a member of Kekemeler Derneği, which is the Turkish Stuttering Association. I am also a person who stutters. I've been stuttering since 3 or 4 years old, I think. I'm an academic here in Istanbul in Faculty of Medicine. I was graduated from Faculty of Medicine in 2013, I think. And now I work as a research assistant and lecturer in my area of specialty is histology and embryology. Today I will talk about a more personal story than my fellow members of Kekemeler Derneği. My presentation is a little bit about myself rather than big and general organizational and their timing. Yes, generally what I will talk about how my academic life shaped my own perspective of my own stuttering, my experience of stuttering, and why I continued to do this job despite my some struggles, and how giving public speeches frequently changed my perspective on many things. As I said, I'm a research assistant doctor right now. I give lectures. Also, we are doing some research projects. So my job requires me to give lectures and public speeches regularly, I can say. I still stutter when I talk in my daily life. My my stuttering comes with blocks, I can say. I still experience blocks very frequently, but I continue to do the things I do despite this. So, in the early years of my academic life, I really experienced some difficulties. Uh, for example, in a classroom that I attend as a lecturer, I was I was really feeling tired, and I really thought that I will not be able to finish the lecture, and I called a colleague of mine, and he came and he continued instead of me, and I left the classroom. So the these kind of things were frequent experiences for me in my early years of my academic life, and the reason for that, I think this is my personal perspective. The reason for that is is my view of my stuttering. I was not comfortable doing the lecturing job as a stutterer. So this pushed me to sometimes leave the classroom. For example, in another experience, students in my class thought that I was ill, and they asked me if there is anything that they can do for me. Uh, so my feeling in that early years is that I hope this block is not noticed. I hope no one sees me as I block, as I stutter. So these experiences of mine actually undermine some common misconceptions about stutterers, because on the outside, listeners sometimes sees us as struggling, waiting, doing silences, so they can sometimes assume that we are anxious, that stuttering is caused by anxiety or some illness, or we don't know what we will say, or we do not possess enough knowledge, or simply we are not feeling well. These are common misconceptions about stutterers, and I can say I experienced all of them in my academic job, academic years. Uh, Sometimes in that early years, sometimes I know the despite I know the material perfectly, I still sometimes struggle to start a single word. So this is seen as being anxious, you know. So what we can learn from this is that people's first interpretation is not always correct, and this uh, sometimes it is our job as stutterers to educate people about it. Actually, these are the reasons of so many associations throughout the world. So, since my early years in the academy, I changed my goal when I am giving lectures. My goal in the early years was not to block, was not to let anyone see me as blocking, as stuttering. So this perspective put a lot of weight on me. I was not comfortable with that perspective. And then uh, a big part thanks to Turkish Stuttering Association, Kekemeler Derneği, Turkish Stuttering Association really helped me to change my perspective. And my new goal became to stay in the classroom even if I stutter, even if I block. And sometimes rebuild the sentence. Sometimes I adjust my pace, but I always try to maintain connection with the students. And this, of course, is a really more useful goal, because this is achievable for me, and this lessens my concern about my own speech. So, nowadays, I feel really much more comfortable giving lectures, giving public speeches, not because my stuttering disappeared. I still block in my daily life, but my functional functionality continues right now, even if I block. I do not immediately think to escape the situation. I also, outside my academic job, academic lectures, in my free times, I go to public speaking clubs and other social gatherings, and I try to give public speeches frequently to desensitize myself from the sometimes possible anxiety and uh, anticipation to give speeches. And I try to build my emotional tolerance about. Yeah, I also sometimes use modifications like adjusting my pace of speech and sometimes rephrase myself. I sometimes restart my sentence. I sometimes try to soften the onset. But these are actually crutches, side utilities. My main utility is to desensitize myself from my own blocks and my own stuttering. So in academia, uh, producing knowledge is not only about knowing, you must also be visible and try to appear competent. And my central question also was, how do I remain in academia while I'm a stutterer? And as I said, I try to integrate my stuttering in my professional and daily life, not try to escape it, because perfection is not sustainable, but continue to be yourself is much more honest, actually. And people often appreciate this, your own honesty with yourself and with other people. People appreciate this, and they acknowledge this frequently. So, in daily life and sometimes in your academic life, if you're a student or if you're an academic life like me, uh, there are things to do and not to do. And in general, for stutterers, you must not finish their sentence for them. You must not rush or hurry the speaker. You must not say just relax, just not be anxious, and you must not look away. You must maintain eye contact. Actually, these are the things you must do for everyone, not just stutterers. And the thing is that to acknowledge the stutterer as a just a speaker, we are just like any other speaker, and these rules also apply to us. And for students, sometimes if your lecturer is a stutterer, sometimes the words come as in a slower pace. You sometimes have to wait, and but you sometimes must be patient. But the worst will come if you just act and feel natural about this. And yes, these are the advices I can give to fellow academics and also to students. Uh, yeah, thank you very much.